Kia ora team. So we had an upset over the weekend, and fortunately for us boxing fans, the fight is up on YouTube, so I'll leave a link in the description. You can go and watch it for yourself. But I'm going to have a quick run through my rundown of the fight. Now, for those of you who don't know, Olexander Teslenko is a Ukrainian-born heavyweight. He's 16 and 0 prior to this fight. He's 27 years old, 6'4", and weighs between 215 and 225 in most of his fights. As an amateur, he was heavyweight at amateur, which is cruiserweight in the pros, right? So he's come up a division. He's heavyweight now as a pro, and looking to try and put some more weight on to be stronger at heavyweight. His opponent, Shawndell is a 38-year-old with a record of 12-2. He's 6'2", American. Now this guy can punch. He's pretty durable, but at 38 years old with 2 losses, most would consider him a journeyman. Maybe not so much after this fight. He is now the NABA heavyweight champion. So the fight itself was a fight of two halves. I mean, the first round was a lot of feeling out between the two fighters. Shawndell working exclusively on Teslenko's body. Teslenko putting a pouring out jab and throwing a right hand every now and then. Nothing landing too big from either fighters. You could have scored it either way. Second round, Teslenko starts to step the pace up a little bit, starts pumping the jab with a little bit more behind it, doubling it up, throwing the right hand behind it at times, but nothing too substantial landed. Winters jabbing body and head, standing right in front of Teslenko, but still being able to get a jab through, so he was jabbing with him. It was a pretty competitive round. I gave that round to Teslenko by a hair. The third round, Teslenko starts stepping it up a little bit more, starts pumping that jab in a bit harder, but Winters doesn't take a step back. Nothing is deterring this guy. He's rolling with a few shots, countering when he can, jabbing body and head. But towards the end of the round, it gets clipped with a very hard left hook counter from Teslenko. Staggers him back. You can see he's hurt. Teslenko starts to try to throw a bit of a flurry with Winters backed up in a corner. Winters tries to spin out of it, but clinches, gets out of it. Teslenko tries to pour it on again, ends up with Winters getting out of the round, surviving it. Fourth round, Teslenko starts trying to finish off Shawndell Winters, steps straight on the gas, throws a lot of punches, and then gets caught with a good counter shot, and his jab disappears. He starts wandering backwards, his hands start dropping, and Shawndell Winters starts pouring the pressure on. Teslenko has not much to answer with, but he still manages to land a couple of right hands to maybe deter Winters a little bit, but Winters still gets the better of that round. Fifth round, you can see Teslenko is spent. Totally spent. He can't hold his hands up. He can't bounce on his toes at all anymore. He's a sitting duck. And Winters throws a jab to the body, jab to the head. The right hand lands straight behind it. And then Teslenko standing looking with his hands down, and continuously Winters just keeps throwing that right hand, and it's hitting flush every time. Teslenko tries to put his hands up, so Winters throws a jab to the body, the hands come down again, and bang, the right hand right on the chin again. Then it ends up against the ropes. Winters starts throwing a lot of punches, lands a few of them. Teslenko goes down, and the referee stops the fight. Mark Ramsey, the coach, up on the apron with a towel, asking the referee to stop it at the same time. Teslenko was spent in 5 rounds. We saw somewhat of the stamina issue against Fabio Maldonado as well. He got very tired in that fight and laboured his way to a points victory. So I'm starting to wonder, is Teslenko got the right frame to put on the extra weight? Is his body not coping with it? If you can't even last 5 rounds, you're not going to kick it in the heavyweight division. No disrespect to Shawndell Winters, the new NABA champion. Credit to him, he did a good job in a fight where nobody expected him to win. I hadn't covered this fight because I thought it might be a walk in the park. Truth be known, I'd heard Shawndell Williams' name before, but I hadn't seen him fight. This dude is very durable, has a very heavy right hand, and a pretty good chin himself. I mean, he was hurt a fair few times in this fight, but still managed to get out of the rounds and then come back and pour it on and take out the young fighter. So very well done, Shawndell Williams. But Olexander Teslenko, I think he needs to weigh up his options here. I know heavyweight is where all of the money is at. The cruiserweight division isn't huge, but if your body isn't going to handle the extra weight and you're not going to have the stamina at heavyweight, what's the point of going up? If you can do a lot better at cruiserweight, maybe that's where you should be. So go have a look at the fight yourself and see what you think. I mean, Teslenko looks like he's got pretty good hands, pretty fast hands, not too bad a feet when he's not tired, but doesn't seem to utilize his advantages against smaller men. Doesn't step into that jab a lot. Once the smaller fighter gets in close to him, he has no inside game. And yeah, the big problem, like I said, is the stamina with carrying that extra weight. So I don't think Teslenko is going to go too far if he continues at heavyweight and continues to keep trying to put on weight. I mean, he could do pretty good as a heavyweight, fighting against smaller heavyweights, but once you get up to top 30 level, he could be in some trouble. If he can't get the guys out of there in the first half of the fight, he's screwed. So very interesting, but pretty big upset really. A lot of people were talking about Teslenko as being one of the future heavyweight stars of the division. He's trained by Mark Ramsey, and he's in a good stable with some other good heavyweights, like the likes of Oscar Rivas, Aslanbek Makhmadov, who's a beast apparently, and he apparently does well in sparring against those guys. But when it comes to the real fight, he gets hit by somebody who can punch a bit. Looks like he's in trouble. So let us know your thoughts after watching the fight. Looking forward to hearing some of your comments. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next one. Big Boys Boxing, and we out. See you!